Hey guys, welcome back to the cookie jar. Today we are doing the 6th recipe from the Strawberry Shortcake Murder. It is called the Molasses Crackles. It is on this page and this page. It's pretty simple cookie recipe. You do have to chill it. So for this, you're going to need 1.5 cups of melted butter, that's 3 sticks or 3/4 of a pound, 2 cups of white sugar, 1/2 cup molasses. It says use Brer Rabbit green label or a very dark molasses. I've never seen molasses come in different colors, so I'm not sure about that. 2 beaten eggs, just whip them up with a fork, 4 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. It also has a little thing that says, I use 2.5 teaspoons cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon cardamom when I want a deeper, richer flavor. I do love cardamom. I love the spice, I do. But for the sake of the process, I'm just going to go with what they have actually listed. A teaspoon of nutmeg, freshly ground is best, and 4 cups of flour. There's no need to sift it. So once you get your dough mixed up, it does need to chill for 2 hours in the fridge. And then the notes on this, there's 2. The first one is molasses cookies freeze well, roll them up in foil and put them in a freezer bag. And they'll be fine for 3 months or so. You'd better lock your freezer if you want them to last that long. These were Dad's favorite cookies. He used to ask me to bake them on Sunday morning so he could eat them while he read the paper. Mother is also crazy about them, even though they don't have chocolate. So, let's get into the kitchen and get started. Here we have all of the ingredients we're going to need for today. So, we have our 3 sticks of melted butter in our bowl. To this, we are going to add the 2 cups of sugar and the 1/2 cup of molasses. Okay. And I'm just going to give this a quick mix and get it all nice and blended together. Okay. So it does say to let it cool slightly before adding in everything else and mixing after each. However, this is pretty much cooled off. Whenever it feels I wouldn't say room temperature, but whatever you think's not going to cook your eggs when you add it in. The first thing we're going to add is our 2 eggs. Now we have the 4 teaspoons of baking soda. The 1 teaspoon of salt. 3 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Oh, it smells good, y'all. It smells so good. All right, now it says to add the flour 1 cup at a time. So, 1. It does say it'll be quite stiff at the end, which I can believe. Although if it's quite stiff, why do you have to refrigerate it? Other than to blend the flavors, I guess. Maybe that's the only answer. There's 2. And then the last one. Ooh. All right. Now I'm just going to scrape down the sides of the bowl and the beaters. This is a very winter smelling cookie, that is for sure. Here's our dough. That's what it looks like. And now we're just going to cover it with plastic and pop it in the fridge for 2 hours. Okay, welcome back. It has been 2 hours. I just took it out of the fridge. Our oven is preheating to 350. And now we are just going to take a scoop of the dough. And then we're going to roll it into balls. So I think I'm going to do an experiment because I noticed last time that when we did cookies, not the flan, that when you actually roll them, they come out differently than when I just plopped them down. So I was wondering if that's the same cookie or if it's just the... Okay. I was wondering if it was the cookie recipe itself that changed it or if it was the compacting it that changed it. So I was going to try it with these ones. Do one tray plopped and, or do half plopped and half rolled or something like that. Just to see if there was a difference. But it only takes an extra second. I'm looking at the recipe itself, and it says to put sugar in a bowl and roll these in the sugar, and then put them on the greased cookie sheets, which obviously I use the silicone mat, so it's not something I worry about. But I find it odd that in all the other recipes, it you know, says, you know, quarter cup of sugar, you know, half a cup of sugar. This one doesn't actually mention that. It just mentions a small bowl of sugar in the actual thing itself. So I'm gonna go with about a half a cup because I feel like that's pretty standard rolling amount. I want to say, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna use about a half a cup and we'll see how much is left over when we get done. We're just gonna give them a quick little roll around. And there's the first one. So I'm just gonna get these finished up and we'll get our count and then I will bake them off. All right, we are done. We have 78 cookies. We got 6 full trays and 1/2 a tray. Now these are gonna go in a 350-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Rest on the sheet for 2 minutes and then cool on a wire rack. All right, we are done baking. We've got them all laid out. A lot of cookies. I'm not quite sure why some are darker than others. Like I see like these ones that are more oval were on the silicone sheets themselves, not the metal ones with the silicone, because those ones are like perfectly round. And then these ones were just on a metal tray sprayed with the non-stick. So I'm not really sure why they came out so drastically different. Here is the Molasses Crackle. They're really good. I like them. They've got a little bit of a crunch, but the inside is still pretty soft. So it's a good mix. It's not just like a kind of cookie. I like them. I definitely think they're a wintry cookie, maybe on the side of Christmas, but I like them. I'd be interested in trying the recipe you mentioned, doing less cinnamon and adding cardamom, and I think that would be really interesting with these because they're very heavy on the molasses, which obviously it's in the name. But definitely a winner with these. These are very good. I like them a lot. Next week, we are doing the last recipe in the Strawberry Shortcake Murder. They're the Chocolate Highlander cookie bars. So I think that with the name Highlander in there, I want to say it's going to be like a shortbread. It's either going to be a chocolate shortbread or it's going to be a regular shortbread topped like a layer of chocolate or something. But they sound really interesting and I can't wait to make them. So if you're interested in those, join us next week. Bye guys.